Welcome back, 5 Aces.
Battle control initialized.
Hey people, 5 Aces here. Sit down with me, let's open a nice glass of wine and let's decant some good old vintage RA replays. I'm choosing the word vintage replays deliberately here, because what we're seeing right now is Red Alert Global League Season 9, the finals, and this has been played out over a month ago, so those replays are basically off age at that point. But yeah, that's due to the reason that sometimes you've got to let those good replays sit for a while, let them mellow out so they can unleash their full potential. Just like a good old wine, just like a 68 Chianti or something. So let's enjoy this musky old 68 Chianti of a replay pack that is gonna be played out between the two RAGl finalists of Season 9 in the northwestern France of the map, spawning as Great Britain and representing Denmark, and by extension the Scandinavian Empire. It is gonna be Mr. G to the O to the A to the T. And he's gonna be met with someone who I probably would have expected to make the top 4, but not exactly expected to make the top 2. That is gonna be Mr. Morkel, representing, as if I'm not completely mistaken, the United Kingdom. And also playing as the United Kingdom, coincidentally. Coincidence? I think not, I'm sensing a pattern. Alright, and the map in question is Wetlands. Very good position for Goat here, but is being overrun just a little. Still, he has more rifles stacked up, despite the force fire coming down here. Morkel is just not gaining any ground against this massive wall of rifles. That's just a firing squad waiting to happen. Alright, so first, little positional advantage being taken here. Now with this opener, this leads me to believe that Morkel might want to go for a light tank. Reason being, he's behind on the infantry count, and if he wants to reverse the cards here, like put the Uno reverse card on that one, he needs a light tank. With a ranger, you're not gonna crack a 10 stack of rifles, just sitting tight. So yeah, there's gonna be medics added to the mix, which again furthers my decision to go for a light tank. Yeah, especially now that you hear the sounds, like, sounds are global, so if he hears the healing, that might just indicate to him that Morkel actually wants to invest into that, into one of those light tanks. Fancy a light tank, buddy. Alright, War Factory coming online, identical timings for the time being, and it is gonna be a light tank for Morkel, yes. Met with, well, let's see. Oh, light tank as well, count the light tank, what a coincidence. Rockets are starting to appear, so the window is tightening. The noose is tightening basically, and Morkel has given up just a little more. Wow, okay, that's $1,000 discrepancy. Yeah, let's see the army graph. Wow, that's a 1.5k discrepancy. Ooh, the double light vehicle wombo combo, I really like that. That's such a cool line of play as allies. Just gives you so much potential to out-micro your opponent. It is tricky to keep them alive, especially against a compact infantry formation, which basically just has more weight and more meat, more punch to it. But you can dance and weave in and out with the light vehicles, and it basically makes it worth it. If you can control it correctly. That's actually something I saw Goat popularize. Oh, Goat is kind of snuck in a harvester before, so interesting. So a divergent line of build paths here. And now the Ranger is online for Morkel, for Goat as well. Morkel has a surveillance basically on the entire midline of the map, so he knows that this is coming. And this is Goat inching forward, snacking a rocket. Very nice, very nice. Keeping the Ranger alive as well. Really well played. Oh, and now the Ranger is hiding behind his infantry ball that basically spells doom to any impending light vehicles. Very nicely played from Goat. I really love his positional play there. Even keeping the Ranger in front line, that's something of a safety play that I usually make. As soon as the Ranger gets low, nope, I'm bailing. I'm putting it back into the service depot for emergency repair stat, but yeah, Goat seems to be more risk prone or less risk averse than I am with those lines of play. Morkel's scouting out the army, so he basically knows where to route his MCV. Probably going northbound. 4 barracks versus 3. So yeah, I would give a distinct early game advantage here to Morkel, but it's, god damn it, to Goat. But it's definitely far from over. Especially now that the army values are stacking up higher. 1.5k discrepancy doesn't mean as much anymore as in the early game. Oh, really aggressive position from Goat's MCV. Something I've seen him do a lot is the semi-gatekeeper move. So what Gatekeeper used to do was take the full gambit, take both his original construction yard and the expansion vehicle, and move them both out at the same time. Gains you a lot of ground, but leaves you really vulnerable, and also leaves you floating a lot because you're not producing infantry. You're not producing structures, and you're not producing defenses for like at least a solid 2 minutes. So yeah, kind of one of the big gambits that Gatekeeper used to run, and this is kind of a light form of it. You basically move your first Conyard forward, and then, only after it has deployed, such as not to interrupt your build queue. Okay, light tank gets traded off here as well for nothing, for absolutely no gain, and that's the 5th racks coming online for Goat. It's looking increasingly good for him, and increasingly compacted position for Morkel, who has not really expanded just yet outside of his southern expansion, which is gonna run dry in a minute. Light tank. He hasn't lost a vehicle yet. Goat has been so great with the army retention. Yeah, 600. 600 credits being burnt. That is nothing in the grand scheme of things. And here comes the spearhead, but it's gonna get flanked. I'm not sure why Morkel is deciding to be the aggressor here. That's probably not a smart move, and he's gonna get two-pronged. He's gonna get cleaned up. Yeah, this is gonna be Goat's cleaning house probably. For all intents and purposes. No, okay. Too much army density for the time being. They didn't, like, Goat's army didn't really find the angle that they wanted. Good position from the tanks, but they're now getting whittled down by rockets. And just like that, both players bailing. Both being really protective of their forces there. No radar domes in sight just yet. Oh, Morkel is opting for the radar dome right now. That is gonna be a gambit, because he's really behind in map control. Means he's gonna have to make something work really, really soon. And he also needs to go northbound and try his best at getting his expansion established, but it's gonna be really tough. Against this aggressive positioning from Goat. Yeah, I'm just not seeing it right now. That's an almost all-in-ish move. Lots of rockets. Can't deflect all of that. Oh! A tidal wave, a torrent of enemy units are streaming in. And I doubt it's gonna be enough for Morkel, who is basically losing his entire front lines already. Those tanks are struggling to get to the front lines, like, buddy. Oh, he's trading off so many tanks. Yikes. He's really behind in the vehicle count now. There's 3-4 mediums out for Morkel. Ah, for Goat. Why do I keep confusing the names? I'm sorry, it's like it's 11 PM or something. I'm slightly sleep deprived because real life and the work obligations are starting to kick in again. Okay, finally. Now with the advent of the first helipad, Morkel decides to go on the aggressive, but where does he really want to expand to? Yes, he can expand to the north, but that's gonna mean that basically Goat is cutting him in half. In a figurative sense, that is. I mean, soon to be in a literal sense. Let's see. I don't wanna call the shots before the players do, but it's looking increasingly dire here. Let's just put it that way. And now single file formation as well. So that's basically the go button for Morkel. For Goat. Are you kidding me? All right, still holding the line, but with only one army. Oh, there's a gambit. There's a gambit. There's a Chinook with engineers on board. Engineer onboarding has been successful. No, please don't do that. Don't run your Chinook in. That was so underwhelming. My goodness, and on the other side he's losing his MCV, he's losing his faith in this game. Yikes. That game one just snowballed really hard, and then the gambit, I think he just forgot about it. That was not deliberate. He was just trying to send the Chinook somewhere across the water so it floats, and then he forgot about it in the heat of the engagement in the north, and yeah, abandoned it basically. Would have been a cool gambit. Would have been cool if he could have captured the backline, like Service Depot, War Factory, but still would have been hard-pressed to win the game regardless. Oh yeah, both players playing it really safe that time. On to game 2.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
And here we are on Sonora, my favorite map to hate on for the entire RAGl Season 9 map pool. And again, we're seeing an Allies mirror match. Let's see if we're even gonna see Soviets. Both of these players have been sticking to their guns, and those guns have been working. Those guns have basically been M16 carbines. They've just been working, which is, I think, the weapon that they used in the fictitious universe of R8, as far as the riflemen of the Allies go. Versus the good old trusty AK-47 that Ruskies use. May I just point out that this map it's really hard to retain your directs on that one. As soon as your opponent gets in aggressive position, it's so easy to snipe. That's why. Yeah, in this map it's basically mandatory to go a double ref opener. Also the rush distances are very, very short. So there's always the risk of just triple racks cheese. Triple racks, triple ref, all in. A la Who Cares, which is a kind of his specialty. Alright, repositioning, both taking their derricks, no chances taken just yet. And double ref for both. Who would have known? Who would have seen that one coming? Medics are being incorporated, like I've seen them more and more. Not sure what to make of it, because if there's a light vehicle timing, especially in a War Factory rush, which on this map there is no danger of, but still, if there is a light vehicle rush and it's been put off successfully, then that's gonna make the medics look like a non-smart investment. It's gonna make them look like selling off all your bitcoins before 2005 or something. So yeah, there's that. War Factory coming online for Morkel. Goat again being slightly behind. Did he go for an extra power? No. That's just a build timer. Yeah, medics are a staple now. Who would have seen that one coming? Alrighty. So that's a super passive mulligan, like as passive as it gets. Gives us some time to talk about what's going to happen after RAGl has been covered on this channel. We're going to transition back into RV. I've got an amazing replay lined up, courtesy of Sedix Ganon, and no worries, Sedix Ganon is not playing, so we don't know the winner yet. Kappa Pride. Also, I was talking about casting some Company Furies, which might come into fruition in a couple of weeks, I'd say. Ooh, Hospital healing up the rifleman just enough. Is he gonna win the skirmish now? Oh, the power of the hospital. Praise the praise the concrete bunker that is calling itself a hospital. Good stuff here. Ranger first versus a light tank first. Okay, this time it's slightly divergent. Yeah, also I want to point out, some people have been talking about this in the previous cast. Spec chat can sometimes be an absolute dumpster fire, like a dumpster fire the size of the Pacific garbage patch, roughly estimated. And that has been the case last cast. But what people don't understand, some people kept complaining, yo, 5aces, you're a teacher, why don't you turn off the chat? What people should be aware of is that that's not possible. You can't do that in OpenRA as of the time present. You will be probably able to do that in a couple of patches. Ooh, medics almost being sacked. Lucky there. Lots of damage inflicted upon Goat's base here by just this little dispatch. Really nice flank. Didn't see that one coming, did you? So anyway, yeah, spec chat as of now is non-negotiable. Oh wow, that's entire power lines down. Yeah, Goat might be in a world of trouble here. That is definitely a power down, and it's gonna take at least 2 power plants to recover. Ouch. Needs to sell off a lot of structures there, and that's gonna just hinder his growth so much. Yeah, there's an open issue in GitHub that eventually there's probably gonna be a mute function for spec chat being implemented, but the time is not now. That is a metric ton of rifles. Did we just queue up 20? Is that what we're doing now? Are we just going full on face mode? Sedix Ganon style. It's a bit late for that. Ganon usually does that at the 2-minute mark. But it's still pretty cool. I mean, it makes sense the light tank died, and who would expect the enemy player to go for another light tank when they're this behind on the econ, courtesy of the power plant snipe. Complete power down. Oh, Goat's rifleman is trying to intercept the MCV. Good luck there. Nope, heal station won't save you this time around. So if he expands fast enough now, he's gonna have a brutal timing. There's the first medium coming online. Yeah! Goat doesn't even have his service depot yet, and how could he? He was just busy pumping racks and power plants. On low power, mind you. He's also forced into more light tanks. Ah, that hurts so much. Goat is in trouble. That's a pretty cool game here, like, really solid game plan. The entire army for Goat was out of position, despite him playing it so safe in the early game, and now there's a double base expansion established for Morkel. There's a nice eco slide already. Oh wow. And the preemptive, that's like some precog level shit there. Just preemptively place the pillbox. Alrighty, that's so amazing. Didn't see that one coming. Now there's 3 mediums. Not sure if that's gonna be enough though, because there's a lot of rifles. But the meat shield, one thing we have to point out here is that the meat shield is absolutely flimsy from Goat. Outside of the pillboxes he's gonna be procuring. Yeah, okay. Wow, the first medium isn't gonna have a field day. Second, okay. Okay, sound the retreat. That didn't go according to plan. Yeah, the meat shield died way faster than he expected because there were so many rockets. That was basically the safety rockets for Goat. Honestly, Morkel would have been better served just expanding more. He was in such a great position, and now he traded off this. Like, this is peak confidence followed by the Valley of Despair after the attack. That is just statistics 101. Yikes. Oh my, that's a almost 6k discrepancy here. That is terrible. But doesn't matter. Yeah, honestly, like the reason why this is not a smart move is because your opponent is gonna have all their assets concentrated into the main base because they don't want to die to the all-in. And then you go through with the all-in regardless. And yeah, your opponent was there with his entire army. Surprise. Big shocker. That was just war strategy 101. If you want to be a successful war criminal, don't do that. Yeah, I should have just flanked, maybe just waited for the expansions to come online and then try to camp the ore fields, try to split him apart, stuff like that. Send some distractions, wait for the big army to move out, and then go from there. Pummeling being administered by the turret. But the medium tanks survive for the time being, and yeah, again, now Goat is in an aggressive position, believe it or not. That was definitely not part of the plan. How is that actually possible? Like, after this staggering defeat in the early game. Morkel has harvested out his big patch. Wow. That's super early. That was the big double patch. Still online for Goat. Oh, and the hospital gives away. That hospital has been MVP. Giving away the flank here. Just pointing it out. Oh no. Oh no. Morkel is again just like... To be honest, Goat has just played the multi-prong so much better. In this game at least. But now there's a very compact formation. Yeah, I doubt Goat wants to pursue any further. He gets a harvester. Yep. Harvester down. He's continuing to trade. Wow. Okay, that went a lot better for Goat than expected. Now forces are starting to clean up. This round is just too strong. But it's okay, he got a harvester, he got all the medium tanks as well. And this flank did nothing. Goat being so on point. That's the StarCraft macro coming through here. It's like, yeah, I can handle that shit. I know. I know that from being attacked by 5 medivacs drops from like 5 different angles. Man, Goat sending 2 tanks in the eco lines. Very nice trail of thought here as well. Morkel should move his MCV here, because from here he can rotate his army to both the backline expansion and his main base. It would be the better position. So both have parked tanks into each other's eco lines, but there's a parking fee administered by the turret. Okay. Gets out just in time. And there's a couple rockets parked here as well, so neither of these flanks are going to mount to anything, but here is a flank on the north end side as well. That one is a bit more lethal because it is supported by actual infantry. As we all know, infantry are the damage dealers. Right, we had a brief interruption of service, I guess. We're gonna speed through that, sorry, 200%. Okay, there we go. That's it. Flank has been successful. Got an ore truck with that one. Oh no. And Morkel again went for the helipad without actually having the econ backup. Yeah. It was in such a good position before that. Honestly, kind of a throw if you ask me. Man, it's so annoying. Goat's multi-prongs, I swear. It's gonna have a detachment at your main base, a detachment at your war factory, a detachment at each of your expansions. That is a peak StarCraft. It's looking very StarCrafty to me right now. Rated Dome under siege. I think it's gonna go down, especially with this medium closing in. Yep. But crucially, helipad survives. Another harvester went down here as well. Ooh, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7, 8 harvesters remaining, but most of them are being very useless right now. That is... yeah, that's Soviet levels of useless, just standing around here. Too many workers in this union. And too little food to harvest. Oh man, finds another vulnerable ore truck. Goat is playing a masterclass here. And that's the big all-in. Morkel has to go for it. He basically has to win the game here and now. Because those forces swarming him in the north, that's not gonna, that's irrecoverable. If he doesn't win the game right there with his wide front, I really like the wide front, but artilleries are starting to hone in here. Oh, starting to hammer the blob. He needs to kill the RT ASAP. Wow, that was a hit. He needs to kill it right now. And he needs to stem infantry production. Stem artillery production. Another brutal loss here. At least parks in front of the war factory. Okay, now he needs to press the go button and also clean this army. How do you stop this? He doesn't have anything left, does he? Oh, Blackhawk's out from Goat as well. Decimating most of the rocket soldiers. Okay, that's a base trade type situation. Huh. Still, with all the eco that has been lost, this is definitely favoring Goat. Yeah. Like, what? How many mining harvesters does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Not too bad, but... wait a sec. That harvester got cleaned up as well. So it's almost... oh, if Morkel gets this now. Okay, this changes things. A little change of tune here from my side. Because Goat has definitely been compacted as well. He's gotten his second Black Hawk out now. Third Black Hawk, that is. Alright, Black Hawks can start chipping in. Chip in some DPS. Uh-oh. Wait, that was another turret. Oh, bad timing for Goat. Only infantry, and he got the turret ready to deal with any... to deal with tank incursions. There's just human wave tactics impending. Another big flank, still 4 tanks in the mix. He can get the con yard. And then subsequently the eco lines, and the raided dome is in a very exposed position. Yeah, suddenly, all of a sudden I'm not liking Goat's position anymore. Performing the old drive-by on the MCV as well. Oh, blocked it from deploying. The animation was already almost about to come online, but floodgates are open. Okay, I would have called this the other way around, but jeez. What a turnaround. Morkel simultaneously managed to clean up the army in his own base and inflict enough structural losses upon Goat for him to not be able to come back anymore. Jeez. Oh, he's got a sneaky expansion, let's see. That's the equivalent of what, like, those island expansions in StarCraft. Pop goes the weasel. 9, 10, 11, 12! Come on! Ah, shift Q, that's why. Okay, and the third expansion being taken by Morkel, yeah, he's got this on lockdown. I mean, the meaning of the word lockdown has changed a lot over the past couple months. So, having something on lockdown, I'm not sure if that's a positive thing anymore. Alright, down goes basically the second to last expansion for Goat. Morkel in an absolutely dominating position. Despite him not having built a... Oh no, he didn't sell it. He still has the helipad. He didn't build Blackhawks. Interesting. He does have the econ, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. So Goat is trying his best to make it work on a shoestring budget, but really, those budget cuts, courtesy of Morkel, have not done him any good. And this Black Hawk, so wounded yet so highly decorated. That's gonna be a war hero. Unsung hero. Black Hawk down. Just like in the movies. All that's left now is an attack move. Yeah, GG. That's game 2, the big equalizer. Okay. I would have called this game in Goat's favor. Maybe like 10-ish minutes in, but yeah, over the past 6 minutes, Morkel managed to turn it around. Really nice. Not losing his army and cleaning up the counter army regardless. Alright, that's it for game 2. Game 3, right now.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized. For
game 3, with a very nice map pick that's also some vintage. Can you smell the cork? Can you smell the the aroma of pineapples and the tannin? It's gonna be good old Shadow Fiend 2. Very beloved map in my opinion. And one of those maps where I think it's kind of fallen out of the meta. We're also seeing our first Soviet pick here, so probably Goat going random. Morkel is just content playing allies and playing Britain at that, so being a true patriot. So yeah, the algorithm has decided to bestow a doggy upon Goat. And he has been known, I remember the series against Ganon where he just managed to thread the needle with his dog snipes. So he's definitely someone who knows his way around microing the dogs. Puts them on, I think he always puts them on the guard mode rather than hold fire. Yep. Yep. Engineer already booking it. He knows he's lost the early game. That's kind of the telltale sign of someone who has been losing position. It's kind of what you have to do against this. You can overwhelm with larger numbers, because an attack dog costs more and takes thus longer to build. So if you recognize that there's an attack dog and you are like decisive enough to push in, you can actually negate the advantage of the attack dog by just overwhelming Zerg Rush style. But seeing as Morkel hesitated and moved back, that was not the case. Okay, he has split up his forces. Oh, dog died. Dog died. He has split up his forces in a really weird way. Kind of trying to get the lockdown on both of the derricks, and that's a risky proposition. Ooh, moving for too long, just a fraction of a second too long before getting into the tile. So that's gonna give the edge once again to Goat. Early game now, firmly in his favor. Yep. Army graph taking a dip. Wait, where's Goat's army graph? Are they identical for the time being? I don't know. Weird. Weird, but a side note. Yeah, also apologies for the low energy casting today. It's very late, and I'm kind of I've been running on low batteries all day because I've had lots of things to do. But yeah, we're gonna be back with more content and probably more energy for video games. Hopefully, it's looking good for the time being. I also really like how that's something I also tend to do. Morkel is just keeping 2 of his rifle guys back home because he just wants to defend against any engineers. And you don't want to panic sell. Sometimes you need to panic sell something terrible, like a war factory. So so the MCV doesn't get captured. Ranger from Morkel can waltz on in and just play Ring Around the Rosie. Okay, a couple skirmishes being taken here. So that's a really big oil derrick lead for the time being. Because Goat has had that since the beginning of the game. APC is coming out now. I like what I'm seeing. That's gonna hit a very nasty timing. Nothing that can stop it. You should focus down the rocket. Like, one rocket doesn't pose a threat. No crushes for the time being. Unlucky. I cost him the derrick. Could have gone for the rocket and then just but still, that's a lot of losses inflicted. You should go for the rocket, seriously. It's a freebie. Take it. There we go. Okay, that's a little too many rocks on the dance floor for now. He needs to move back. Oh, the Ranger blocking! Jeez, that was close. That was some sick play from Morkel, trying to block. You can't really block, but you can mess up the pathing for like a fraction of a second at least. That's also cool. That's something that I used to do a lot. Putting a rocket inside a Ranger and just trying to hunt light vehicles. Super successful. I remember one game in like season 4 where I played against Gatekeeper and basically killed his entire army. Early game, like his entire double ref army with just 2 Rangers, 2 rockets. It can be very successful. Oh, Engineer got sniped here because I'm seeing double stripes. Yeah, Goat always seems a little behind on his on like his macro, as in his build timings, because he's probably more focused on the engagements up in the front lines. Expansion is already out for Morkel, and the kennel usually, I think it takes 4 or 5 seconds to build, so it doesn't account for all of that difference. Oh. Ranger seeing that there's a lot of rifles headed this way. Ooh, the APC going down. I think it... No, I think it was empty. An 85 popped up, which is the base price. Like 850 is the base price. So yeah, for now I think... Wow. Morkel has not only recovered, but by sheer virtue of macro gaming, trademark pending, has actually overtaken Goat's army. 6 harvesters here for Goat. How many do we have? 2? 6 as well. I don't know how he's been so efficient. That little rocket has been stranded. That's like, oh my goodness. That's like setting a puppy out on the highway. Come on, you don't do that. It's like, puppy is looking at you. Are you gonna take me to my new owner? Yes. Just drop it off at the highway. At the gas station and being like, never looking back on it again. The puppy's just gonna wait with hopeful eyes, and there just comes a rifleman and ends the dreams. That was very nasty. Oh, big flank. I'm sensing some big flank energy. Alrighty. But Goat is rotating. Goatating, if you will, and also deploying a flame tower, so nah. That is way bigger of an army. This army keeps on biggering, as the Lorax used to say. But there's a flank, but there's more where that one came from. That's gonna hit a very vulnerable part of the base. Oh, there's no build radius here. If he realizes. I don't think Morkel realizes. Was he expecting a triple... I don't think he was expecting a triple base. He should have gone for this immediately. Now there's all the units in position. Morkel inching their way forwards here. A game of inches. That's what she said. Okay, that's some crazy flanking maneuvers here. Morkel with an early Raiderdome this time around. I really like this. Also, deploying walls. That is very smart. I like his odds this game, honestly. Why hasn't he deployed a wall piece here? It usually goes automatically. Wait. No, it really isn't there. Sometimes it doesn't show visually, but it is there because of spectator view. Okay, there's a dead harvester. No way for, as he's playing the Ruskis, or to be more precise, Ukraine. There's no way for him to recover the husk. I mean, that's unexpected. Oh, he's walling him in! I really like what Morkel is doing here. Also focusing out all the rockets. This army is... The teeth of the army have been pulled. That was tech center as well. Okay, I'm really... That's a highlight play from Morkel. I really enjoy that. And there's a big army impending, but it's gonna get culled. By the time it's gonna arrive at the base, there's gonna be nothing left. Wow. Okay, what was the plan here exactly? He's just trying to move forward. Artilleries, great positioning in the south. Man, this is absolutely Morkel's game to take here. Wait, there's a heavy tank. We know what Goat can do with heavy tanks, like with just one heavy tank. Tesla zap. Oh, this army is just enough to finish off the base here. Especially with the help of the artillery. Oh, you're in the kill zone now, buddy. Hard to hit. Ooh, hitting a perfect 5-stack. But now the spotter is down. Maybe it's gonna prompt a retreat. Nope. Nope, go hard or go home. I like the commitment from Morkel there. And here is the big infantry corps. Southern end. Okay, that was finally Goat getting the better end of the trade. So I think that's gonna result in a base trade. Interesting. More tanks streaming through the middle. Finding the eco lines once again. Man, this time it's Goat suffering. But... Oh, he's selling everything. Yikes. V2s as well, so there's a radar tech in the makings. All the harvesters have been transferred. The medium tanks are... Oh, Tanya's in the mix as well. The medium tanks for Morkel now very confused as to the absence of targets. And he's lost his expansion as well. Tanya finally firing her first couple of shots. Blowing up some infrastructure. Aww. There's the yuck. Come on. There's a tech center as well, so what a wacky game here. Both with a tier 3 rush, basically, like 10 minutes deep. Tier 3? Yeah. I'd call that a rush. Wait, that heavy tank is still here. You can't even see the tech center. Could have killed that ages ago. Wow. Okay, I'm just confused as to how the army graphs are. Okay, they're fairly similar now. The thing is, Goat is playing Ukraine, and Ukraine has access to the Great Equalizer, also known as the demo truck. This ore truck is so low. Army gets cleaned up. But the forces are not interested in sniping any ore trucks. Instead, he's just content on reuniting with the army. Oh, that's a ranger with Tanya inside. I like that a lot. And crucially, the eco hasn't really been lost for Morkel. They've just been it's just been stalled for a while. Goat is also in an okay eco position. He's lost those 2 harvesters. That's big. Or no, he didn't transfer them. He just straight up lost them. Oh, nice. I mean, that's gonna be very short-lived, Tanya, mind you. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, there's another one. Ooh, that's gonna hit hard. That's gonna hit hard. Yeah. Good night, Tanya. Was nice knowing you. That was Tanya number 2. We should keep track. A couple longbows wouldn't go astray. Just sniping some heavies. Sniping harvesters as well. And Soviets do have flak trucks, but outside of flak trucks they don't have good recourse. That is, recourse against eco snipes, because... Ooh, yikes. Because anti-air guns are just so potent as anti-air. Whereas SAM sights are definitely not. Ooh, nasty hit. Very nasty hit. Is it gonna be enough? The tidal waves of infantry are crashing in, and there is... Oh, there's a mammoth tank. But there is no more V2 rockets. Not a great trade for Morkel, but if he can get the mammoth tank as well. He needs to keep moving. Oh no, the mammoth tank is gonna stay alive. Q staying alive. Oh, gonna get low, but Flame Tower saves the day. Okay, now it's gonna get nasty because the more... Oh, there's a longbow though. Nice. Because the more mammoth tanks you retain, the more the snowball effect starts. They're just gonna regen. You don't even need to send them back to the service depot. They just have auto-heal built into them. Just the way the cookie crumbles. Oh, the Raider Jammer. I really like that. Iron Curtain though. Iron Curtain is almost up and running. 1 minute and 30 I'd estimate. So this is a very spicy game. Double tech center for Morkel. He's not France. This is not a fake tech center. Jeez. Some good... Spec chat is sometimes... I don't know what they're on about. Some good MILFs could slow down Morkel. Alright then. Tanya, number 3. Moderately unsuccessful. Oh, and the Yak gets away as well. Yikes. Okay, the jammers need to do the work now. Yeah! Couple that with medics and you basically have an unkillable army, at least impervious to... Oh, parabombs. At least impervious to mammoths. Oh no. Does he realize? Ukraine! Not the worst. This could have gone way worse. Now, let the eco raids commence. Okay, this is a very dynamic game. I really like that. More helipads would probably be in order. Tanya number 4 coming onto the front lines. Your predecessor died a hero! Did I mention that I love Company of Heroes 2 Wastelands? Ooh, there's a MiG. I mean, MiGs are really easily shut down in eco-harassments because Soviets versus Allies. One of those factions has anti-air guns, the other one has a glorified, what is that? Cake? I don't know. Oh! Tanya, very brave. Going very far forward, there's the Iron Curtain deployed, but they're not really finding any damage because the missiles get deflected. Scatter command would be... Oh, that's smart. He's targeting down the Raider Jammers. Yeah, that makes sense. Ooh. Now, Iron Curtain has run out. But, again, Mammoth tanks get away, and not as... I don't think a single Mammoth tank has been lost, right? So this is so tough to stop now. So Morkel is trying his best. Ooh, at some eco-harassment. Gets a couple SAM missiles to the face, but as you can see, they're not as lethal. And this is how you can abuse Mammoth tanks, though. MiG getting shot out of the skies. And Mammoth tanks are very vulnerable. Chronosphere is now also in action, and that's gonna be a big one. Chrono in action means that that you can, if you have the right timing, you can chrono back curtained units. That is how you want to use them. So yeah, Eco is in a wonky spot for both of them. Morkel is almost harvested out, except this patch needs to be repopulated. Goat has still got quite a large bank. Let's see. Destroy tab is even. Assets are firmly in Morkel's favor, and he's got the cash to boot. So yeah, Morkel's still in a good position despite the Mammoth tanks, but those guys can turn the tide very fast. 1 or 2 engagements, you retain your Mammoths, your opponent loses all their army, and then you just rinse and repeat. Yeah, flag trucks, that's the right call. Flag trucks are the way to shut this down. Good night, artillery. I love Yak dive bombs. He might even go for the crash. Yeah, he's trying. Oh, killed Tanya as well! Wow! That was one hell of a worthwhile crash. Oh. Wait a sec, this backfired. This backfired terribly. I know what the idea here was. The idea was he had the mechanics ready, and he was just poised to take the husk of the Mammoth tank. Problem was, Iron Curtain was ready. So yeah, let the snowball commence. As allies, your only recourse now is spamming the hell out of, like, getting up to 4 war factories, spamming the hell out of mediums, and pray to God that your opponent's rocket count is low enough. Pray to God you're playing against cannon, basically. Medium tanks are your most reliable counter as allies, and even they are a soft counter, because they still get eaten up by the twin 120 mil. Mammoths are very lethal in that way. Or you find some flanks on the eco lines, that's also a possibility. 1, 2. Yeah, trades 1 longbow for that, that's fine. 2 harvesters and a yak, that's very worthwhile, but... Oh, spies, hello! Mr. Bond is on the field now. Very sneaky. But, yeah, there's a mainstay army at the front lines. Is the chrono up? Yeah, they're both synced now. First mammoth dies. Ooh. V2 hits, though. The V2 hits right from hell. Tanya number 5. Another mammoth tank dying. This is such a tense game. Oh, V2 out of position. Third mammoth tank down, alright. Goat is starting to lose... Some of his feathers are being ruffled. Starting to lose some of his momentum there. But it's up to, I think... Yeah, 3 only. 3 war factories, but that's a good number already. Nuke silo for Morkel as well. Hell yeah. And this got the spies. Spies are ready. Oh! Iron Curtain plus parabombs into complete wipe. Are you kidding me? Ukraine strikes again. My lord. Tanya dying. Tanya number 5. We hardly knew her. Oh my goodness, that's been nasty. Artillery's dead. Can he hold this? I'm not sure. Not entirely certain he can. Flak trucks pummeling away at the... Yeah. A desperate attempt with the longbows. If you don't kite them back, they just... Oh. If you don't kite longbows back, they don't trade favorably against mammoth tanks at all. So now there's a brief window. There's a couple mammoth tank husks to reclaim, and the allies with mammoths plus medics, mammoths plus mechanics. That's a good combination, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, grab it. Grab it. Mick dying as well. Both players lost a lot here. I'm not sure who's coming out on top. Army values have kind of, evened out. Just about evened out. Harvester dying. I want to see the combat tab. Wow, this is so even. This is as even as it gets. Assets are still in Morkel's favor. Is he gonna be living long enough to see the bomb? So one of the big advantages though is Goto's got the Iron Curtain. Like, yeah, sure, Morkel can steal all the mammoths he wants, but he's not gonna get access to the Iron Curtain ever unless he steals an MCV, which is very unlikely at this stage of the game. Spies. Okay, one going to War Factory and the other to the Raider Dome. Oh, I don't know about the Raider Dome. That is very low impact in such a tense game. That is moderately annoying at best. I would honestly go for a veteran infantry production. That's the key. Ah, he doesn't have access to the barracks here, that's why. He can't see the barracks. Morkel is also floating 5k, that's also a big one that I want to point out. Oh, he has spotted them. Wow. Ah, Iron Curtain has been pulled. Tanya is dead. Let's wait for Tanya number 6. He's gonna get the infiltration on the Raider Dome of all things? Really? Alright. Let's put this in perspective. This is annoying as fuck. Wait, there's a para drop. Oh, also there's GPS. Yeah. I was about to say that GPS is about to come online, but GPS has probably been online for the better part of 5 minutes now. Yeah, about that. Morkel now has perfect map vision, and conversely... conversely, Goat is pretty much left in the Dark Ages, like literally and figuratively. That's no fun. Losing a lot of harvesters. There is the economy curtailed. Oh, another ore truck down. Yeah. Say it ain't so. Going for the Iron Curtain. This time there's no IC to save it. Yep. Good night, sweet prince. I think that's the turning point here. Gets a MiG as well if he wants. If he wants. No, no. Just content chilling here. Alright, alright. Why didn't he pick off the MiG? That's like that's such a high value target. Finally cleans up the paradrop as well. Oh, demo truck. Tanya number 6. Are you gonna die or are you gonna survive? That was not as bad as it could have been. Tanks were up front and they mitigated most of the damage being taken. So, at the end of the day, kind of an underwhelming demo. Was a nice try, but ultimately... Tiny in a good spot now. Alright, chipping away at some infantry. Radar jammer is coming online just in time. Perfect build time. Another expansion down for Goat. Yeah, I think that's it for game 3. Pretty much. The last throws here. Ah, Tanya dies. That's gonna be... If Morkel holds this, that's gonna be a lot of husks. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Immediately switches over to mechanic production. That is a gift from the OpenRA gods. Hello, sir. I would like to order 3 mammoths, please. Yes, thank you. Mick doing his best to kill the mammoth. That mammoth is down, but there is more. But wait, there is more. Oh, we could have gotten a 3rd one. But wasn't confident enough in the timings. Another paradrop. Parabombs. This time. Claiming not a single victim and GG being called. What a game. This has been high impact gameplay. This has been 10 out of 10. Ugh. This leaves me hyped for more. Alright, so that's the 2-1 lead for Morkel. Didn't see that one coming, and yeah. Just such a stellar game from him. That was very entertaining from both, and the nuke also almost coming up. Really nice high-tech play. That's always something I look forward to casting. Yeah, on to game 4.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
Game 4 on the Swamp Revision? Like, who makes up those names? I've never seen that in the map pool. JK, I've seen it, but I decided not to play it. That's a cool map, actually. Just a bit elongated in the middle. And really fast spawn distances, so this is a prime candidate for, I would say, a War Factory rush as well. There's no way you're gonna get rushed here. Like, literally just walking over to your opponent is gonna take a minute. Longer than a War Factory takes to build. Yeah, so... Let's see, pillbox already being queued from Goat. That's a safety first pillbox if I've ever seen one. Damn, this series has just been getting heated. It's about to get real. Again, that's one of those derricks that is very hard to defend. Like in a trench. That's good old trench warfare. We're no longer in World War I, so very uneconomical. The one in the middle is kind of more contestable. With that, the map also has very large swaths of just barren land. It's a really barren map for all intents and purposes. That's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's called the swamp, right? It's not called the dense forest. It's just chilling. Oh, really? I kind of like the map. Oh, Goat taking a compromised position here, but both players inching forward just a little. I like how it's become more like the top tier players have become really good at just making formations. Rather than just attack moving in, they're just positioning individual units, you know? Just inching, squeezing that extra little bit of positional advantage out of your units. That's so nice to see. And finally the Engineer of Morkel is clear to go in. Against Goat, he can never be too safe. We've seen what he can do with just one dog. And he's gonna find it again, but that's just his gamer sense here is crazy. Oh man, the force fire coming down again, just in time. And wow, Goat actually taking the engagement. With all the units from Morkel being so split. My goodness! He's forced him off with a lower rifle count. That's such aggressive play, and he was just... Like, Morkel was spread too thin. Was the... yeah, exfiltration. That's one of the first useful and funny things I've seen out of Spec Chat in a while here. Medics added to the roster again. Wow. The rifle infantry from Goat in such an aggressive position, like in the enemy's trench. Right in their face. Keep rolling, buddy. Ranger, drive by. Slashing them down. And there's a light tank. Not very many rockets. Ooh, nasty. One of the medics dying immediately. Goat is going for the crush rather than for hunting down the ranger, which is usually a futile, endeavor. Look, is this engineer actually gonna die? Yep. Yep, it's gonna die. Jeez, the level of aggression. Oh, he could have actually gotten the capture. I'm not sure, but looks like it. What a brutal early game. Like, that's such a change of pace from game 1. From game 3, where we've just seen, like, no action at all for 3 minutes. And now it's just both players going face. I like that. That's more up my alley. That's more my jam. 5 harvesters here. 4 harvesters only for Goat, so he was foregoing in a harvester production for just some time. Combat tab not in his favor. Did not expect that. And the army value plummeting for Morkel though. Alright, after the dust settles. It's gonna probably be about even, like the army value has plummeted for Morkel, but the econ was slightly behind for Goat, so yeah. The end result is that Morkel still doesn't have access to his oil derrick. How annoying. But he's gonna have a better MCV timing. Just like history repeats itself. So it's a double derrick over nil advantage. Uh-oh. This is in line of sight. This is a terrible idea from Morkel. Sound the retreat button right now. Oh wait, we're not in company of heroes. Kiss your army goodbye. Good thing this is a best of 5. First medium tank out as well. You can see the macro difference stacks up quite a bit. Maybe it's something about the build order, but Goat is always behind with the MCV by about like 20 seconds. And that stacks up. Your opponent being allowed to access the same ore patch as you are trying to contest 20 seconds earlier is gonna make all the difference. Wow, okay, immediately Goat recognizing that there is an army inbound and going for the... Ooh, the rockets being singled out. Very nice ranger play. Double veterancy stripes now for the ranger of Morkel. Very successful. So the economy is now gonna look... Morkel is broke. How so? Ranger survives on a sliver. How is Morkel broke? His economy is set up just nicely. He's... Ooh, Goat is trying to pull him apart. He's playing the 1-2 punch very nicely thus far. Okay, he's been deflected up down south, but up north. I feel like the entire army is a bit out of position. We're gonna take a look at the army graphs. Yeah, definitely an advantage for Morkel there. For Goat. It's starting all over again. Look, it's midnight. Damn. Such savagery. Trying to go for the ore trucks, not finding any damage on them just yet. He should focus, yeah, focus it down. Focus it down! Uh-oh. The other side of the map though, a complete rout. Just overwhelming forces for Goat. While the army was again spread too thin. Like, the story repeats itself there. I think that might be game. That might straight up be game. That might just be a knockout blow in round 4 here. Like, technical knockout. Ooh. MCV down. Expansion down. Counterattack. Can it be deflected? I think it can. Yeah, I think Goat is just gonna pull all his forces. Camo pillboxes. I mean, camo pillboxes don't do anything differently against regular troops, but against tier 2, they're fantastic. They just mess with targeting of artillery so much. Yeah, that was a short and sweet one. I really love the early game where they were just going head to head, like punching each other in the face. Yeah, and then it all snowballed off the army split. Morkel was ahead for quite a bit, but still. Nice recovery there, and that's gonna spill the great equalizer. You know what that means. Game 5. I am so down for this. I'm completely knocked out, but I'm still down for doing this. Alright, see you in Game 5.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
Right, so this has been a long interruption of service for me. You probably won't be noticing this, but I had to basically delete half the files off my hard drive because, yeah, hard drive was full from this series. But it's all worth it in the end. We are here for the final match of the series. Best of 5, 2 for 2 for the time being. Standings are even. This is the final match between the Western force in the Western France spawning as the Brits once again, Mr. Morkel. It's gonna be clashing heads with, in the East, algorithm giving him Germany this time being. It is Mr. Goat. So only one Soviet random, or pick, whatever it is. Goat. I have no way of reconstructing that. And the map in question is Mountain Ridge Redux. Kind of an iffy one, but a really cool one. I think on this map I've casted more cheese matches than legitimate ones. Especially what comes to mind is the series I Like Men vs. Goat. Was quite something indeed. Both players cheesing each other as hard as they could. And I think the matches lasted for less than 3 minutes. The time being now, both just choosing opposite sides of the map, so no major clashes in the early game. Also double refinery for both, so no shenanigans. Yeah, it's probably due to the prevalence of cheese on this map. Let's be real here. Both playing it very safe, both just routing the engineers in the farthest corner of the earth. Does this have any other capturables I never checked? Other than the comm centers. I mean, those are not a primary target. You can go for them afterwards. Safety pillbox for Goat, so he seems to be enjoying his absolute safety first style. Safety handle is on. And with the medics again, giving away that there is a medic in the composition. Where is he? Ah, there he is. Just snuck its way in there. Okay, and Morkel immediately not taking any chances, tackling down the comm center, taking it under siege. This is always a golden opportunity for your opponent. If you get an engineer up here and manage to capture the comm center, it basically gives you intel on every map movement, because usually you have your war factory positioned in such a way that it gets covered by the comm center. So engineer exfiltrating safely. Engineer for Morkel not doing the same. Oh yeah, Morkel's engineer is actually going for the comm center. That's pretty cool. Light tank first versus... Ooh. Light tank first versus ranger first. The light tank got a lot of crushes on the road. Jeez. So just about even, I'd say. No, that paid for itself. Jeez. That was kind of maybe a bit lucky, but then also pretty cool. Yeah, targeting down the medic first. Smart move. And the engineer is exposed as well, but exfiltrates. No. Comms that are being taken down. Well, there was an attempt. Ranger for a ranger. Goat now packing up the NG. Would have been a big deal if he could have sniped that NG, because now Goat is free to take the to at least try and take the old Eric's back. Steal them away. Okay, Ranger is patched up, so the timing window is closing. And one more Harvester here for Goat. Again, he's behind. Despite having the same build path, despite having the same base infrastructure. He did not go for the third barracks, he did not go for the third power plant, so I'm just not sure where the timing discrepancy is coming from. It's the same as in the I Like Men match. But I Like Men had a valid reason, because he was always going for a second or third barracks, and then selling it off again. Here, I can't really explain the discrepancy. No idea where it's coming from. An unfortunate engineer. Nope. Goat has exfiltrated the Ranger. Would have been in the Ranger's path, and for the time being, I think it's again Morkel with the better macro. Combat also in his favor. Okay. Yeah, 3k difference. This is starting to look a lot like my games, where I end up without even a shot fired, I ended up like being 3k behind Ganon after like 3-4 minutes. Always was a bit heart-wrenching. Okay, first tank detachment is now on its way. Goat's entire army is moving out. Alright, this could be dangerous. Ah, he's gonna scout it though. That's big. That Ranger gave away the armor movement, and as such... yeah, all the forces coming back. Expansion has been established here as well, so Goat is in a good position. Morkel should fire up the base production again. He's also... early Raider Dome again. Okay. Cool, cool. I'm liking it. It's on a map this eco-rich, and with that early of an eco-transfer, it's honestly a pretty good timing. If we can get some Black Hawks online before Goat can do something about it, it might be like the tipping... what tips the tongue of the scales. There's skirmishes going on everywhere. Goat is managing to snack a Harvester. Bit of a lapse of attention. Could have definitely been retained. Second Harvester knows better. Again, the double prong. So much pressure. Oh, I'm feeling for Morkel right now. It's like, where do you go first? He could kill a refinery, that would be big. He's also stealing away the derricks at the same time. Morkel does not know how to react here. And at the same time, he's bringing his forces into position for an assault on the main base. This has just been outplaying him on all fronts. Okay, here the defenses have been lined up, so this dispatch is finally meeting its demise, and Goat is going for the main base. Goat going for the throat. Medium tank from Morkel still holding the front. Okay, floodgates are open. Very good crushes. I think this is going to be an easy hold for Goat. But at the same rate, he's losing his entire army for little to no gain. Wow. Let's see. Throw and a counter throw. An eye for an eye, a throw for the throw. And at the back end of this, that is, after the dust is settled, Goat is coming out with a big 2 derrick advantage. Has he overcommitted though? I think there's a big... yeah, there's a big army advantage for Morkel right now. It's just been better in the macro department. Morkel definitely, from what I've seen, very macro-centric in his playstyle. But playing it so solidly, like out-macroing Goat so hard, even early on. Very forward war factory. Okay, this could get spicy, but the defensive lines are unbreachable. No, sir. You shall not pass. Infantry corps taking a beating. Oh, down goes the NG. Yeah, that is Morkel being forced into blowing up his own oil derricks. He's also losing some tanks, bleeding them here and there. A good old 3-for-1 deal. That's some World Mortal levels of deals. Ooh. Flank is trying to... okay, Goat is trying to flank the Harvester again. Just flank the Eco Lines. He's doing it so well. The Ranger taking a pummeling, courtesy of the Rifleman. Okay. Might actually die eventually. Goat is now going for the south end side, and he's got the Radar Dome online. What happened to the raid? Oh, one more Harvester went down here. What happened to Morkel's Radar Dome? I think he had it... Like, did he just not place buildings for the past 10 minutes or something? Feels like the Radar Dome was in construction ages ago. Aggressive forward base from Morkel, from Goat. And Morkel's flank is being intercepted. Gamer senses are tingling. He saw it. He saw the rifleman dying, and so Goat is just immediately moving on over. Yep, finding the flank. No chance that this is actually going to yield anything. And somehow Morkel knows about this as well. He probably also had a scout here, but I didn't pay attention. The map direction restricted right now. The detachment is still alive and still forcing off harvesters. Oh, this is so nasty. This is so annoying, and here comes the big one. I really love to split the forces, like one medium tank here, the rest of the detachment goes south. Flank from Morkel didn't amount to anything because he got scouted. That just goes to show how important scouting is. Scouting was what made this flank possible. Goat trying to close the pocket. This detachment getting cleaned up, getting swarmed from all sides and angles. Okay, the MCV from... That is a brave MCV from Morkel. Immediately coming under siege from 2 artilleries. You're in the kill zone, buddy, and like a wall of static D. Ooh, artillery shell tracking just far enough. Not really tracking, but just overshooting it, I guess. Oh no. It's starting to look bleak for Morkel. All his harvesters... Jeez, the southern flank has killed his entire eco lines. 4 harvesters dead. My lord. That has been one hell of a power play. So, with that out of the way, we officially coronate Goat the official GOAT, the official RAGl Season 9 champion. That puts a heavy burden on him because next season he's gonna be forced into repeating this staggering triumph. Otherwise the cycle is broken. So let's see if we can live up to the expectations. But honestly, this season has been phenomenal, like a real increase in skill levels all across the board, and Masters has been so contested between like 6 or 7 players, and the rest were just extras, myself included. Yeah, so this has been a phenomenal season, and honestly a very dominant display from Goat. But also, I Like Man, Morkel, and yeah, Ganon also to a lesser extent, have all been showing up really strongly. There is more Academy players who have not reached Masters quite yet, but have really big potential. Yeah, this was a fantastic display here, like, just so clean, so well played from Goat. Not giving Morkel a single chance at setting his foot on this map and getting back into the game, like, eliminating all chances before he ever had them. That was really well played. But Morkel also stood his ground. He was doing so well, like in 2 of the games he actually was super ahead in the early game, and he's one of the strongest macro players I've seen. Almost reminds me of Barf. Without the Barf move, but, you know, just impeccable macro timings, impeccable, like, the eco scaling, the eco setup, and just always having a bigger mass of army, like, bigger army mass than your opponent. Very well played, and well-deserved first and second place respectively. And also those two have been really evenly matched, like as evidenced by the 5-game series. This was so much closer than I honestly would have expected, but impressive. Yeah, congratulations to all involved. Let's look forward to Season 10, and with that out of the way, we're gonna dedicate ourselves to some more light-hearted content. I've got a really hilarious replay lined up, courtesy of Oops, who has not been playing, who has just been spectating, and sent it to me, and he was like, check this out. This is gonna be leave a really cool aftertaste after this very heavy and technical series. But to be honest, we've had so many entertaining games here, especially Game 3 with the tech rushes. Spicy. Alright, that's it from my side for this week. Stay tuned for more content next week, and stay tuned for maybe some 1 or 2 Company of Heroes matches. Let's see what time will tell, basically. Thank you for watching. See you next week. 5 Aces out.
Battle control terminated.